Hello, this is the course intro video for Math 2414 Calculus 2 with Professor Smalley. So let's get started here. We're going to go into D2L, which you can get if you do the secure login. That takes you to My Lone Star, which is fine. You can get to D2L that way, but if you go to d2l.lonestar.edu like I have up here, it brings us this page, and you can click on the alternate login below, and that goes straight to D2L without having to go into My Lone Star unless you need to conduct business in My Lone Star. So obviously you don't have this. This is my perspective here of the classes. I doubt if you're taking that many math classes at one time there. So let's see. All right, this is us, 2414. So let's navigate our way around and just kind of show you what's going on in the course here and help guide you to success here. So main things: content, course activity. Of course, grades are just where your grades are. But as far as what you're responsible for all lies here. So we have a Start Here folder that has the course intro video and syllabus. So let's open the syllabus up and take a look at that. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to download this, which all my PDF files that you can download and keep them for yourself. I don't know why you want to keep the syllabus, but if you want to keep the lecture files, you certainly could. So download, I can make it a little bit bigger on the screen that way. All right, so of course this is an online class. These are my appearances on campus, and then I can meet with you online. Sometimes I'll set up an online thing right before each exam meeting, but I realize it might not be convenient for everyone to make that specific time or whatever. So if you need to meet with me, just contact me, let me know, and we can, certainly set something up. But sometimes I'll do like a generic time to pop in there and for everybody that wants to come in and ask questions. All right, online course, that looks good. Okay, skip this. Don't need that. This is the official textbook, but you don't need to get the official textbook. You can actually use any textbook you want, or I'm going to show you a PDF file to a textbook, an old textbook that you can use. We won't be using Cengage or My Math Lab or anything in this class. All your assignments will be in D2L. So that's usually a commonly asked question, and that's a good question. So I just have that there, and okay, so I mentioned not required. Okay, I just said all that. Calculator, it's not going to be a big issue, even though I have all that stuff written there, but let's go through here. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to read. We'll talk about this official day of record here in a minute. That's important. And there's a withdrawal date. That's important if that's something you're interested in needing to do. So I'm not going to read all this. What do we got here? Anti-racism. That's wonderful. Certainly want that. Okay, this conflict resolution. Right here, department division contact. I'm a full-time instructor, so my superior is actually the dean of instruction. But it doesn't matter. The department chair is my colleague, and she is the supervisor for part-time instructors. But hopefully there won't be any need for you to contact anybody about anything. But if you do, you can contact both, but obviously anything is going to go to the dean. So, all right, just those are there for you to keep. All right, now, official day of record verification, which was the official day of record you see up here was at 9/9. This is very important, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. There's a assignment, a very brief 2 questions. It will take about 10 seconds to do it, maybe 15 seconds, I don't know, after you open it. 2 questions. It already has 1 answer choice for each question, so it's not graded, but it's considered proving your participation in the course. And this has to be done by that ODR date. If not, you will be dropped. I'm required to drop you, and you probably can't get back. But that, I wouldn't try to stop somebody. They're getting really strict about that. So you need to do that. So that's the first thing I would do in this class is knock that out, and I'll show you where it is here shortly. Face-to-face classes, I still kind of want you to do it. Attending class is okay, but it'd be a lot better if you did the ODR. Makes it easier on everybody. But so let me mention this though, because I used to do it. You could go in and look and see if a student has at least logged into D2L by then. They don't necessarily have to have completed an official graded assignment if one wasn't already due by then. If you saw that they were logging in, that would count, but that's no longer counts. Now, if you had a graded assignment done, then that would count, but I don't want to be checking a bunch of different places for that. It's easier if everybody just does this, and this means you are verified as a participant in the course. Now, one thing I want to mention is after you've done that and you're in the course, let's say you click on that, then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you stop and you don't do anything else. You don't do any assignments, you don't do anything, and you're thinking that, oh, okay, well, he'll just drop me on 11/11, if I haven't done any assignments or exams, he'll automatically drop me. That is false. You have to drop yourself. After that ODR, I'm not involved in dropping anyone for any reason. That would totally be your responsibility. So I don't want you to make a mistake there thinking, well, if I don't do anything, he'll drop me eventually after that drop date. I will, if you don't do this verification, I will drop you before that drop date. I have this in here, the Respondus Lockdown Browser. I have that in there. I may or may not use that, but this gives me the right to use it if I want to as proctoring. I can choose not to, but this absolutely gives me the right to do it. So anyway, I'm more concerned. You'll be able to have access to the content in D2L while you're taking a test or whatever. The only reason I might want to do this is to make sure you're not sitting there, with another person taking the exam. I don't care if you're using, resources in D2L, looking at stuff. I don't care about that. But I would care about somebody sitting there trying to work the problems with you. So I may or may not use this, but I can if I want to, and I'll let you know if I am or not. But that doesn't require any more effort than just putting the software on a computer. This is not meaning you're having to go anywhere for proctoring or sign up for anything special or anything like that. That's something that's already kind of built into the D2L. So if I use it, I don't anticipate being a major inconvenience. All right, let's see how we get a grade in this class. We have 10 graded homework assignments in D2L. The lowest 3 of those scores will be dropped and the highest 7 will be kept, which makes form what we call the homework average, which is 23 1/3% of your grade. And there'll be 3 unit exams that will be equally weighted, also at 23 1/3%. You'll see what this adds up to here in a minute. The fractions seem weird, I know. And then we have a final exam that is mandatory and it counts. So there's no exempting yourself from the final. So the final is 30%. So here, now let me explain what's going to happen. So you have 3 exams. You have exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, and the homework average. The lowest of those 4 is dropped. So that's how I see 3 times 23 1/3, gives you 70%, and that's what makes it add up to 100%. Because you first look at this, you might think it's 4 times 23 1/3. But it's not one of those that's dropped. So, but let me clarify, because sometimes students will ask me, are you automatically dropping the lowest exam? Automatically. That means no matter what. And the answer to that is no. It would have to be replaced with the homework average, which that's usually what happens for most students. You do the homework, you kind of want that to be one of your, now sometimes it doesn't. If somebody makes hundreds on all the tests and maybe their homework is lower, that will get dropped. But it's not because I don't want anyone to think that I'll drop an exam and then also not count the homework. That's where we got to be careful here. So it's not automatic drop, but that homework average absolutely can help you by replacing your lowest exam. Now, if the homework average, like I was saying a minute ago, if it's lower than your 3 exams, then it doesn't count. So just contact me if that's not clear. But so it's not, in some situations, the classes I teach or whatever, I may say, all right, the lowest of these exams is dropped. So you got 4 things. The lowest of those 4 is dropped. All right, so please contact me. I do not want that to be confusing. You're obviously all very intelligent people, but you know, maybe I don't have it worded the best way, so I'd be happy to clarify that further if you need it. All right, so there's how we get there's 100%. Letter grade assignment. Okay, let's come down here. Oh, I guess there's an extra blank page in there we don't need. I may get rid of that. Repost the syllabus. Here's sort of a calendar. Now this, you know, it just kind of gives you a format to sort of follow. You don't have to, you know, you just have to meet the due dates. But there's no reason why you can't, you know, work a little bit ahead of pace. You know, that's fine. And that sort of thing, but this just kind of gives you a pacing. They wanted us to start doing that a few years ago, and I actually agree with that. I think that's a good idea, just to kind of give you. But I have the assignment dates here. These are also going to be shown in D2L, which I'll get to when we get over to see that. But they want us to start putting those on there also, and I said, okay, no problem. You can see them here, but it'll be easier to see them in D2L under the assignments, quizzes, and then instead of coming to the syllabus and look for them. But it's nice that they're also here. So these are all these due dates for these assignments. Now, one thing, if you had me for Cal 1 before, a couple things I'm doing different this semester. I'm dropping, out of 10 assignments, I'm only dropping 3 instead of 4. My courses have a lot of A's, so I want to make it, you know, I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but I want to make it a little more challenging to make an A in this class. And then I'm also, I have the homework assignments all open, which you'll see in D2L from day 1, but the exams are only limited periods to take the exam, about a week. I used to have everything open from day 1, so, but you still have to kind of wait to take the exams during these periods, and there they are. You see the dates, except but those will all be in D2L, which I'll show you. If you catch anything that looks like it's a typo from here, if you happen to look to D2L, I'll say this: the D2L dates trump these dates. So I'll fix it here if it's wrong, but whatever is in D2L is the official date, because that's exactly what's going to make it stop and start. So yeah, I want them to, I don't want to have any errors, but so here you got, so you kind of got all this material. Here's so you got the 10 assignments. Yeah, the last 2 assignments I give you a little extra more time. You could even go up through finals week to do them. Some people may not need them. Some people may need them because you're only dropping 3. So that means, yeah, so you might need those. But obviously, I guess if you had 100 homework average already after 7 assignments completed out of 8, you had 100, you wouldn't need to do them. But you could do them for practice, so if you don't submit them, the problems are good practice. So there's all the dates, here's all the topics, everything's all lined up here. You see I kind of got it color-coded by what's going to be on each exam, but then it'll be really organized, and when we get back to D2L, you'll see it more clearly. But so, okay. They want us to do this, and I think that's wonderful that we have that there, and everything's beautiful. All right, anything else important here in the syllabus? No. All this stuff, there's no need of me reading that. So we can get out of that. Let's get back to D2L. All right. I'll go back to content. I guess I should put this in student view. Content. With the syllabus, there's that video link. And let's see what we got here. Course resources. Now, I have the reviews, I'll talk about that, but this is obviously this what this file is. It shows you No equations, no numbers, but it does tell you what to study for the final directly, what kind of questions are going to be on there. I may reorganize this and put it in order. It won't be in order when you necessarily take the test. It's usually scrambled. I usually want it to be scrambled, but I may put it in order here for study purposes, or I may not. I don't know. But you see, this tells you the question type, but without any kind of you can't pre-work it in advance. Just because the final covers so much material. That's why I do that. Some of this I need to come back to, like how to review quiz and exam submissions. That really doesn't mean anything right now. Trig sheet, reference book, some formulas. You can use whatever formulas you need. I'll talk about Calc Chat here in a minute. But let's come down here. It's this important here. This link called Other Resources. That is a textbook, an old textbook. And actually, like I said, you can study at any book you want. I'm not trying to push anything on you, but I'm going to mention that my section numbers and things for what material I'm covering goes along with this book. So, but obviously you would have the same content in other books. You would just have to like look around and see where it was, you know. So, but here, my labeling matches this book. So that's there. And I have a practice list, suggested practice list. This is not what you have to, these aren't the homework assignments to be submitted. I'll talk about that. That's suggested, so that's not official homework. It's just, whatever you have time to do. Obviously, if you're taking Cal 2, you're obviously not new to math. As much as you can practice, the better. And you see they're all grouped by exams. There's the last 4 sections is material that's not on exam 3, but it's on the final. All right. But anyway, so that's up to you, and you can always contact me if you're trying some of these and you'd like some assistance. I'll be happy to help you. That's what I'm here for. This Calc Chat is a website. And you'd come through here, and it's the 9th edition right here of the Larson book. Right there it is, with that ring thing there. It shows, now one thing I'll mention, it shows solutions to odd problems. Now I will mention that let's pick a section. Because I've seen this happen before too. Okay, and it shows you some work. Now, it's better than giving the answer, but that just because it gives you this, that doesn't mean you can't come ask me questions about it, because there's been some stuff where they've maybe have left out some steps and things or whatever. So, but it's better than just the answer, I'll say that. So any of those problems you try, come to this first, and then, like I said, if there's something missing and you need help, and I'll be happy to help you. But so, like I said, it's helpful, but it doesn't necessarily show every step you might want to see. And that's where I'm here to help. All right, so I think that's enough the course resources, except I got to come back to, like I said, the reviewing you'll see the quiz entry, but these two, we'll come back to those. All right, so where do I want to go now? Lecture notes. Okay, so everything's grouped by exam. I'm sure there's always ways I can improve my course. There's always room for improvement. One thing I think I do pretty well is I've got everything grouped, in modules by each exam, so there's no mystery of, hey, what sections are going to be on this exam, that sort of thing. It's perfectly clear. Exam 1 notes, here you go. There are all the sections right there for exam 1. Exam 2, right there they are. Exam 3, beautiful. And then this is parametric and polar. That's the stuff that I told you about, I showed on the other page. Those are the 4 sections that are beyond exam 3. So they're not on a regular exam, but they're on the finals. That's why I didn't really have a better place to put them other than just kind of label them their own sections. My Cal 1 class, the way it works out is everything's contained in the first 3 exams. So maybe I should change this to that way in the future, but not this semester. And I have some notes from Cal 1. I call it important notes. I even have some pre-Cal notes. You're free to look at those in any way you want. Let's see. The Cal 1 notes, I'll mention that the main, I could have included my entire class of Cal 1 notes there. Maybe I will in the future. But frankly, the most important things for this class, truthfully, are understanding. In fact, we start out pretty early with limits. Limits, but then derivatives and integrals. Of course, we're going to be getting more sophisticated with the integrals. That's the most important stuff. A lot of other things aren't that critical. So, I'm going to be truthful with you here. Like, for example, let's say, boy, you really hated related rates, for example, in Cal 1. Yeah, that really gave you trouble. You don't need to go back and study that in this class. It's not coming up. Optimization, we don't have that here either. So that's why that's the key stuff that if you needed to review some stuff, that's what you'd want to review is derivatives. And we'll go back and look at that in a minute. So here are the notes, and let's see if I have some videos. I have notes. I may have videos for those. I even have some pre-Cal notes, but lecture videos. Okay, I do have some for Cal 1 posted there as reviews, but same kind of idea here. These are lecture videos, but they're organized just the way the notes are. They are by exam, 1, 2, 3, and then those 4 sections I've told you about. But I have Cal 1 lecture videos that you can look at, and I guess I'll click on this. I didn't click on the notes, but yeah, limits, derivatives. Actually, looks like I've got, because we don't need curve sketching in this class either. So, okay, I might need to revise that a little bit. I think something's missing there. Maybe when I copied the course over, it didn't copy properly. But I need to add more Cal 1, especially more integral stuff there. That's the part that's missing. I can delete some of these. What do my Cal 1 notes have? Let's see. I needed to match up with that. Well, that gives me something to work on, but I guess. Yeah, okay, I don't have the video, but here, yeah, this is right. It should go right down here through the inverse trigs. So that's correct. I think these are really old notes, but they don't have to be new notes. I might update them. But it's not, the math doesn't change. So I've got limits, and then derivatives, antiderivatives. Yes, this is correct. So the videos need to match up with this. So all right, okay, I can bring those over from my Cal 1. We can do that, no problem. So that doesn't affect. I have these Cal 3 notes. The reason why I have those there is sometimes people will ask me that, hey, I got to take Cal 3 elsewhere, because often the reason is they've maybe reached their maximum transfer hours, or maybe the school requires it, whatever the case may be, they're just not able to take it with us. So I said, always leave those notes there so you can download them as PDFs, keep anything you want. They're yours. And then you can hunt, if you want to see videos, you can hunt my website, YouTube site, Math Prof Small, all one word. You'll probably see that whenever you bring up a video. I guess it might show that. I don't know if it shows the name of the site, but I was going to just type this in there real quick. That's the YouTube address, or YouTube, yeah. Okay. To find videos. All right, so back to where we were. All right, so now we know the Cal 1, but your important thing is the Cal 2 material. The notes and the videos match up perfectly. So anything, but who knows? I may even decide to just bring all of Cal 1 over, but I don't know. I may not, since that's stuff that you don't really need. But unless you just thought that was a good idea, I could do it. All right. But like I said, limits, derivatives, antiderivatives, that's the key for this class. So we saw there's lecture videos for all your sections and some other stuff. Exam reviews. All right. Now I've got practice problems, and I'll be providing that, letting you know. The exams, I think, are like 20 problems each, and then the final, I showed you that list of problems. I think it has 25. So don't freak out by these sample exams having like 60 questions on them or something like that. But I'll provide that information about the exam questions, time limit, password. That'll come up in an announcement pretty soon in the course. But don't freak out by these. So what we have here is I have the problems, and I think there might be a key at the bottom, but it won't matter. I have a, no, let's see. Yeah, there's a key there. That's okay. Even if there wasn't, because you have that. Then what you have is my worked out solutions. So obviously you want to try them yourself first, then you refer to this. And so there's that. And you also have, if you look at something I worked out, of course you can always ask me about it, but I have them, so what these review videos are, I won't click on one now. I kind of got them broken up in pieces here or whatever. I remember I did that when I made these videos because at the time I was doing them, I kept having trouble with the software, so I didn't want to. Plus, I was able to take a break that way too. I'd get through one pretty far, and it would like crash or something, and then I'd have to start over. So I said, let me just do these in sections. Plus, actually, that might be an advantage for the student if they're in sections, because that way you go right to whatever you need. But it was mainly so it didn't crash after I put in all that work. So what these videos are, if you decide you look at my worked out solution, but for whatever reason there's one particular problem, go, let me hear him verbally explain that. It will be me verbally explaining that written solution. So that's what these are. So you got a whole bunch of these all the way through. Beautiful. Look at that. That'll be there waiting for you. Exam reviews. I think now let's get to the homework assignments. And then we'll take this over to the quizzes category, so that this will be the last. Well, actually, I'll need to show you something I mentioned earlier back in the course resources. Here's how the homework assignments work. Now, the exams you'll take in real time. In other words, whatever period of time they're open, you jump in. And same thing with this in the sense that when you submit your answers, they have to all be done at once. There's nothing, this doesn't operate like Pearson My Math Lab where you can do a little bit and do a little bit later, but you can work them out a little bit at a time. I'm just talking about when you're submitting your answers. So these are, unlike the exams, these are the questions. They're given to you. This is the only one that has 20. All the other ones have 10 because it's just kind of a Cal 1 algebra review. So you work these out and you can keep your answers. Then, before the deadline, when you're ready to submit them, so I'll click on another one. Don't worry about that. Forget, I haven't edited this. Forget that says quiz 0. Ignore that. Ignore all that. Whatever that says at the top, if the way it's labeled, if it doesn't, that doesn't matter. The way it's labeled here is correct. Yeah, the titles are wrong. Titles on the PDF file. I might fix those. I probably will go through and do some more of this kind of stuff, though, is put what sections they represent out of that PDF book. I think I can go through and do that for you. I may even edit them on the file also to where it shows it on the PDF file correctly. That'll take a little bit of work, but I can do that. But anyway, so you click on those, you work your problems, then to submit them, have to be done all at once, of course, by the deadline. Now we go over to the only other thing besides content that's important for you. This is not a class that has like drop boxes and things like that. You're not submitting papers or anything like that. Oh, as I mentioned, the ODR verification, and this is videos, it's not going to be available yet. I'm recording this on the evening of the 25th, but I can go into let me go into my point of view and I can show it to you. All right, so let's go back to that. Then I'll go edit, because even I can't submit it just yet. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd have changed the date for that ODR, so I could have done. So it's literally, here it is, preview. Oh, I can do it myself. Yeah, you can't. Of course, by the time you see this video, it'll be open for you to do from student view. Okay, look at this. Are you taking a math class? Yes. Is Richard Smalley the instructor? Yes. Submit quiz. Submit quiz. That is literally it. It's not a grade. I mean, everybody's going to make 100, obviously, but but you see how easy that was? I should have timed myself how long that took. I think I said earlier like 10 seconds or something, but that is it. You have verified your participation in the course by doing that. It's that simple. But anyway, so when you go to, let me go back to your point of view here. Now, one thing, I haven't figured out how to make it. Maybe there's a way, I still haven't figured out how to stop it, but if I can figure it out, I'll stop it. Here's what I was talking about, even on that calendar, all your due dates are listed here. This is where they're all listed too. So you don't have to go back to that calendar on the syllabus every time you want to know when something is due. It's all in here. So the idea is you click on this, and this, like I said, you can work on the PDF file a little bit at a time. That's fine. But when it's time to submit, they all have to be submitted. They can't be partially saved. Actually, let me go back, because I'm going to do one that's not 20. That one has 20. This one's 10. I'll be lazy here and do one that only has 10. Oh, quiz period hadn't started. Darn it. Maybe I'll edit the quiz period so you can see what happens. Here it's not that big of a deal, but all right, I paused for a minute while I was doing that. No need in wasting any more time. So I now made this one available. And then you'll see, not too much longer, these other ones are going to all pop up in there. If they're out of order, I'll resort the order. So I click on this. And, I'm sorry. Back to, I need to get into student view. But it will be available now because I've already changed the date. Click on that. 60 minutes. Now, one thing you have to watch for, maybe I can figure out how to fix that one day. Sometimes it will scramble the choices of the answers. It can't change. It's not like a software package that changes the numerical values. It's exactly what's on that PDF file, but it may change the answers. Now, considering you have 1 hour to bubble in 10 answers for problems you've already worked, you're not working them, and this you shouldn't be. But unless you're doing this at the last minute and you hadn't finished, then you got to do it. Your bubble, so just be real careful. Now, I'm not going to be careful. I'm intentionally just going to do this quickly without trying to work these problems out. I'm just going to start picking answers, and I probably won't score very well. I was going to show you how to do it. But my point is, if the answer is supposed to be 9, I'm not saying it is, but if the answer is 9, it happens to be A on your PDF file, and the answer is 9, you pick 9. No matter what letter choice it is. So I'm going to go through here. You bubble them, make sure they're all bubbled. I might make a 0 on this. Who knows? I'm sure this looks correct on the PDF file, but that X needs to be an exponent up there. I don't know why it printed that way. Now, I don't think the problem order should not change. It's just the answer choices between the orders. Okay, you see over here, it shows 10 check marks. And I think it probably would let you know if you didn't have one checked. It might say, hey, not, okay, I'm going to submit this. Gives you another chance. Submit. All right, I made a 20. Who cares? because I mean, you know, the point of that was not to make a good score. So it shows you your grade. Now it's not going to show you this yet. It won't show you that because I have it set to not show the answers immediately. It's supposed to show the grade. So that's under, you know, it's letting me see it, but the attempt. But the way this actually is going to work is that the deadline, you can't view the quiz until 1 hour after the deadline. So you see that this one ends on September 14th. So even if you submit it early, you get your grade, but not the results. Now to do that, to see the results, so it would be available at September 15th at 1 a.m. Now to view the results, it might seem like you click back on the blue thing again. That would seem logical that you click back the same way, because you click on the blue when you're going to submit the answers. But no, you click on this drop down arrow right here and you go to submissions, and then it'll be an attempt, and then you click on the attempt. Then it will show you the answers. And that's what, now I'll go back to content and show you what I was referring to. So the exams, I think I have them set for a couple days or 2 or 3 days after the end of the exam, but let me know if I forget, you know, and we don't have, sometimes in case there's something that goes wrong or whatever, or D2L, I wait a couple days in case there's something wrong. But if you can't see it after a couple days, and then let me know, and I'll fix it to where it's viewable. But the assignments are all pre-set up to where they're 1 hour after the deadline. So under the course resources, this files here. If you forget, this show reviewing quiz, and I haven't the other one right above it. So you see right there, it's showing the drop-down arrow next to it. You click on submissions, then you click on attempt. But once again, though, that is not available until 1 hour after the deadline, and the exam is like a couple days later. So obviously. So you work those problems out, save your answers, and just look carefully when you're bubbling your answers that it matches the answer that you have. Be careful with that. Now, of course, the exam will be different. You click on the exam, and then you're working the problems in real time. So that's a little bit different, obviously. So, all right, I think that pretty much. Let's go back and look. Okay, anything else in here I missed? I think that's pretty much it. So do that ODR right out of the gate and get that done. And all right, I believe that's going to wrap up this video. So contact me if you have any questions, and hope that we have a delightful semester.